Hi everyone, so I'm back. So the current topic for this video is the Magic meta for weekend event week 116. So currently, based on the weekend ranking, last weekend is that one of the they are like top players who managed to get a 22 wins or 21 wins using a magic tempo, and technically they're like considered like 3 out of 10. And currently this is one of like I was like a surprise, like there are a lot of pro players or mythical players who managed to get more wins, even though the majority of the deck that on the weekend rank was more about nature and more about war. And without further ado, let's start with the ranking. So currently this is the weekend rank, and 8M Revan and TS Bonk and even Zephyr, 3 out of the 10 top 10, they managed to get a 22 and 21 wins. And if you check for 8M Revan's deck build, as you can see, this is more about a tempo deck, and the difference between tempo deck and aggro deck is and control deck is that tempo is more about like spells and creatures at the same time. So you're gonna use your spells to take over the board, and you use your minions is to make sure you have like more creature board presence in your, and to manage to attack your opponent. So Pyramid Warden, technically this is it's like a literally a popular card, especially for any kind of deck control, tempo, and aggro, because of its high health and 2 casting cost. So 2/6 with 2 casting cost. The only drawback is afterlife. So some good players manage to exploit this one in their favor. So just like be careful of playing on this one. And as you can see, a majority of the deck are 1 to 5. It seems like feels like a little bit like an aggressive deck, but terms of like more on like more spells compared with the creature. So if you compare with this war, it's more on creatures and weapons and a little bit like buff cards. Nature is more about small casting cost creature with big health. With the only drawback is confused, and they have like a little bit like 2 to 4 cards that use for spells like the canopy. And but this one literally you have like a balance of they have like one cost for damage and creatures, as you can see, and then there are lots of like 2 casts for spells, 3 casts for creatures and spells, and 4 casts of spells, and 5 casts of spells. So the good thing about this tempo magic is they have like these AoE skills. Like if in case that they get overboard by nature and war or any aggressive deck like light, he has like capability to reset combo that one with Street Conjurer will add spell boost. We can literally clear the board of opponent. And I think because of the popularity of Ward 2.0, some of majority of the cards here are has War. So technically means you cannot use a hero power or spells and even raw ability of your creatures to attack this one, because anything is damage, I think damage, transformation, or sleep will be cancelled. So even famous against deck like Sleep Deception, because as long as your board are full of this one, spells for the control will have difficulty on this one. So let us compare with the other one. So with the other deck, as you can notice, some players use Vanguard Axewoman as a creature or a remover, because that's the good thing about Blitz. Some are his shield bearers. They still have common creatures like Ancient Tech, Shadow Scryer, and Flying Carpet. So if you check the price of that one, Ancient Tech is very expensive now. Last week, I believe it's $8 or less, or like 2 weeks ago, it's $8. Getting popular now because of deals 2 damage, and you can either select if you want to protect one of your creatures. So Carpet became familiar since the War 2.0 because hero powers and roar like Swashbuckler or the archers cannot kill this one using their abilities. But this is like a one time. So technically, you can play this at first turn and attack it either on creature, on gods, or kill creatures. So it's getting expensive now. $4 and the Scryer. I believe this is like a must in the and as you can see on Scryer, it's $5. It's getting expensive. I think last time it's getting expensive. I think I buy that one at the same price or $4. And my replacement, I don't have carpet, so if in case if I compare that one on my deck, I use the Drider Sailweaver as I want to cast 2 to as a replacement for carpet. So the good thing about this Sailweaver against a 1/1 creature, I will win, but I think it's this is like a substitution. That this is like a similar deck of mine for the tempo deck, and as you can see, I have Ancient Text. I think Ancient Text you can replace that one with either Illuminate and Form of Power, just like if one cost for deals 2 damage. And Assistant Alchemist, this is like a core. Try to get one Conjurer. The good thing about this Conjurer is like it's also available now in market in Star Store, just like an FYI. So in Star Stores, so as you can see, you can like buy this one in Star Stores if you don't have. Stardust is a must. Tracking Bolt, this is like a combination of either AoE and deals 3 damage. AoE, if you want to clear the board, you just need strict Conjurer, so it became 2 damage. Demetrius is Dio Legend. Currently it's cheaper. If you have, use it. Oni Spell Ward, this is I think they're one of their big attackers, because every time you play a spell, it adds attack. And I use it. I use this one like Scepter for this one to combo with Oni. So I will hide him temporarily, order him, especially versus War and Nature. And then because he has wards, so any spells that used by opponent, it will be not affecting him. And I will hide him for a few turns while buffing him, and then attack later once the order is gone. So Miraculous, this is a must. Vow of Learning is a must. These both are a DO. So I believe you have this currently, I believe, cheaper. And Wyrm Breath, you can use it for creature remover, or you can like attack your opponent, especially if you have spell boost. And Crystal Rain for AoE. And so this is my build. If we compare with the top deck, it's almost the same. They have like Wyrm Breath, Crystal Rain. So Defendant, Rampart, it can be subs. You can do replacement, but as you can see, Oni, Miraculous, and Void, it's like a must. Demetrius is a must. It's a good because it's adding you additional spell that can level up every turn, especially versus War. Versus War. War has no spell skill, so technically they cannot kill this one unless they use the Washbuckler or the archers. Like a Roar with kills damage, they can manage. But technically, I have an experience like playing this on your first turn versus War. It's very advantage. So Palace, this is like I believe one of the key cards on the other players. I believe this is their ability to draw. Every time you cast spell, add 1 your base. This is like their key card in drawing, getting more cards in your hand. Some players use Illuminate, as you can see here. Enchanted Chariot, I think just like a creature, and it deals 1 damage. So as you can see, if I check with other top pro players, same thing almost. So this is Zephyr. As you can notice, he has no carpet, but he has this Chariot and Illuminate. So he has no text like Ancient Text. So this is like advantage on this one. And as you can see, so the main concept of this deck, you have like a spells and a creature at the same time, like low cost creature and low cost minion. And then you can use your God Power Mega Bolt to deal more additional damage on this one. And as you can see, this like become very effective versus aggro deck and even in control. So this is like a little bit like versatile, but FYI, this is you need a lot of concentration in playing on this kind of deck, because you have to literally uh, save, because you don't want to spend too much of your spells, or you don't want also to play too much of your creatures. It's just like a balance of both, because the you are like, this deck is more like a counter deck, like similar with a another TCG card. If they play something, kill it, or anything that do a bold control. So as you can see, it's not that expensive compared with the other deck like the Sleep Deception, Death Board Wipe. It's a little bit expensive to Nature and War, but I believe this is like a middle, on the middle range between controls and the aggressive one. And he has like some of like Palace one. I think if you want to literally, if you really want to become invest something, I go for Palace one here, and some of those Scryer, Ancient Text. But like I said, some players manage to play this one without the carpet and other expensive cards here. As you can see, there are more DO cards compared with the other expansion here. So thank you for subscribing. So thank you for watching. If you have questions, kindly leave a comment, and please kindly subscribe and like this video, so it motivates me to create more Gods Unchained video. Thank you so much, and have a nice day. Bye.